Hello all, we are now day 24 of November, I think. Yeah, day 24, losing track. 6 more days for Movember. So why am I doing this? If you're new to my live videos that I've been doing all throughout Movember, it's because I am sporting a lovely tash, as you can see. And the reason I'm sporting the tash is this month is Movember. Movember is all about raising awareness around men's health. In 2003, two guys in Australia decided to do something radical. They wanted to change the face of men's health. They weren't sure how to do it, so what they did is they said, let's do something that no one else has done. Let's grow a mow. Let's get everyone involved. Because growing a mow is really easy. You don't have to do loads of exercise or whatever it might be, but actually it's quite a fun way and a completely different way of raising awareness. So, aptly, they thought during November, let's turn that into Movember. And so Movember was born in 2003 in Australia, and around about 2010 it came over to the UK, and since then it's been a growing movement in the UK. Primarily it started around men's health, men's physical health, around testicular cancer and prostate cancer. Why? Because men die on average 6 years earlier than women. And the reason for that is because we're embarrassed. We don't want to check our balls, we don't want to check and look down at our stools, and if there's blood coming out, we don't want to go to the doctors because we're embarrassed. Actually, the whole point about Movember is this. If I can spend a month growing a mow, looking, well, not dapper, but looking like this, then why should I be embarrassed about checking my balls or checking my prostate and seeing if there's anything wrong? The answer is we shouldn't be. And so Movember was born to try and create that awareness, to raise awareness around us not to be embarrassed, to be comfortable with checking our nuts, to be comfortable with checking our stools, and not be embarrassed about going to the doctors and saying, I think something's wrong. Because the earlier that you catch this, the better. I'm talking about this from my own experience. I haven't got testicular cancer, or had testicular cancer, or even prostate cancer, but I was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia in 2012. When I went to hospital, I resembled what some people would call me as an Indian Skeletor. I went down to about 7.5 stone. For about a year, I didn't put on any weight. I put it off. I didn't go to the doctors because I thought there was nothing wrong with me. And actually I was a bit embarrassed. I thought, what's the point in going to the doctors just because I'm not putting any weight? It's obviously down to high metabolism, or because I live an active lifestyle, or whatever it might be. I just put up lots and lots of excuses. The reality of what happened, my spleen, that's a redundant organ around here, enlarged by about 8 times and was pushing right around my diaphragm. To the point where my white blood cells shot up to 275,000. I was nearing death. That was the reality of me ignoring my own advice around my physical health and what I should have been doing. Now, of course, I didn't have any symptoms around prostate cancer or testicular cancer, but actually I probably should have been a little bit more aware of my own health and my fluctuations in my body, and maybe taken a little bit more time to think, actually something might not be right here. But I didn't, and luckily, touch wood, I am here. But the reality is that a lot of men aren't. They catch testicular cancer late because they're too embarrassed to check. They catch prostate cancer because they're too embarrassed to go to the doctors and say that blood is coming out of my stools. The reason for Movember is to not be embarrassed. Now, the other side of Movember is around mental health well-being. Mental health well-being is one of the other diseases that men suffer with. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, stress, they're all real-life diseases and illnesses. And the whole point of Movember is to stand up and say, do you know what, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to stand up and say, I have an issue, I have depression, I have PTSD, I have anxiety. There's nothing wrong with it and we shouldn't be embarrassed by it. I stand in front of you saying exactly that. In 2016, I had a breakdown. Why? Because, yes, as I've just told you, I was diagnosed with cancer. Then I went through a divorce. Then I went through several bereavements in a short period of time in 2015. I didn't deal with it. I went to work. When I finished work, I went to the pub. I thought the answer was at the bottom of a bottle. It wasn't. And to the point where I went into self-destruct mode. And I had a massive breakdown. The elastic band snapped. And I needed to get help. And I got help. But imagine I hadn't. Where would that have led me to? Potentially suicide. 3 out of 4 suicides that happen in the UK are by men. As I said, majority of suicides are by men. Every 60 seconds, a man globally takes their life. Think about that for a second. Every 60 seconds, a man takes their life. And so that's why I'm doing this challenge throughout Movember. The 60 challenge is all about doing 60 of something. So every day I've been doing 60 different exercises Some of them have been duplicated. Why? Because actually, for 30 days, to think of loads of different exercises is quite tough. I'm 39 years old. My knees are a bit dodgy. My ankle's a bit dodgy. My whatever that bit over there is a bit dodgy because I've been working out yesterday. So ultimately, I have to do some exercises that, yeah, they're a little bit easier on my body. Why? Because I'm 39 now. I'm not 20 years old anymore. So I have to do some exercises that are slightly easier. However, they are still challenging. I promise you, doing 60 of something is a challenging exercise, no matter what you do or how you do it. So today I'm going to do 60 sit-ups. The reason that I want to do fitness is because fitness is one of the things that helped me through my mental health well-being. It's one of the things that I could control. I couldn't control whether or not I had anxiety. I couldn't control my depression. I couldn't control the dark thoughts that were going through my head. But what I could control was how many push-ups I did, how many sit-ups I did, how many jumping jacks I did, etc., etc., etc. And that was the thing that really helped me elevate my mental health well-being and helped me to feel good. And so I would encourage you all to embark in physical exercise. I promise you it will make you feel good. And so without further ado, I'm going to get on with 60 push-ups, not push-ups, 60 sit-ups, because I've just finished a 5-minute workout of a program that I'm doing. I shouldn't have laid down because I'm going to go sleep now. I'm not going to go sleep, I'm going to be awake. Right, so we will do 60 sit-ups. Okay, 1,
Roger says hi, Kaya.
Hi, Roger.
This is probably the most challenging one.
Eh?
Most challenging one?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, we're only halfway.
Well done, you're halfway.
Whew. 36.
Done more than I could do.
Oh, this is exhausting. I'll try this way, see if it's not headbutt the chairs. 37, 38, 39, 40. Oh,
That's for the chicken.
that's for the chicken. Oh, we do. I'll go this way because I'm going to headbutt that chair.
You're nearly there. How many left? 18?
18 left.
What would Funk Roberts say?
Funk Roberts would say, get it done. For those that know, Funk Roberts is an amazing man. He's got a coaching program, fantastic guy. Woo! What was I down to?
Hope you're not cheating.
No.
How do we know you weren't cheating?
I wasn't cheating.
What were you on?
I think I've done even more. I had 18 left and I got down to about 12, but I then counted down from 14. I've now got 6 left. I think I've got about 62. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just in case I did get count. 2, 3, 4.
Awesome, you are. Well done.
Okay. So the ab exercise was meant to be because I'd done upper body yesterday and I'd done a 5-minute workout today and I've got legs to do tomorrow. So it was meant to be slightly easier. It didn't really quite happen, did it? So, there we have it. 60, well actually more than 60, nevertheless. At least 60 sit-ups done for Movember. I'm going to put my link for my Mo page, my Mo space page. Please, please, please donate whatever you can. Every single pound that you donate will help. Sorry, every penny that you donate will help. I think the minimum they can do is £1, that's why I said pound. But anyway, every penny that you donate will make a difference towards men's health. I promise you this. So please, please, please donate whatever you can. I know we're going through a tough time at the moment, but if you can dig deep, I'd really, really, really appreciate it. If you know any of your friends and family or anyone else from your work doing Movember, please give them a shout out, give them a smile, say to them, well done. I know for some people, Movember doesn't sit right with them, they don't really understand it. And they think, well actually, how difficult is it to grow a Mo? It's not. But the point is that we're doing something to raise awareness. And that's the point about Movember. It's not about being the best and doing loads of different challenges and doing everything else and being better than everybody else. All of that is rubbish. What it's about is just raising awareness. Because if we don't raise awareness, what happens is we brush it under the carpet. And to those of you who think to yourself, well actually, I don't really get Movember, I don't really understand why it happens, that's why it happens. Because when we don't talk about mental health well-being, we don't talk about suicide prevention, and we don't talk about our physical health with prostate cancer and testicular cancer, more men die. Simple as that. So if your friends, family, loved one don't understand it, show them this video. Tell them why I've said why we do Movember. Please do look after yourselves and each other, and I'll catch you again tomorrow.